Okay, so let's have a Marwadi greeting. Enough of good afternoons and good evenings and good mornings. How many Marwadis here? Wow, awesome. So let's start with Marwadi meeting. Mujro sir, please repeat. You all can repeat. Wonderful. Another thing, again, to bring in a little bit of energy. I'll say something in Marwadi and you all have to repeat that. Done?
Yes.
तोड़फोड़ में मजो आयो, you all will say घनो घनो मजो आयो. Okay? तोड़फोड़ में मजो आयो. तोड़फोड़ में मजो आयो. Awesome, 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 super. Very close to my heart. This entire तोड़फोड़ जोड़. 2 days of this experience have been extraordinary. So much of learning. Wonderful panelists, wonderful speakers. So many experiential workshops. And I'll just go a bit in the flashback of why this is so close to my heart, because everything of me, or possibly I'm standing here because of only experiential learning. I was been told that I cannot do anything in life, and every step of my life was an experience for me. Everything what I did was an experience for me, and did close to 1,000 workshops for kids in experiential learning again. And in 2016, 15-16, the STEM and STEAM was just a terminology which was coming in the, everybody was talking about STEM, STEAM, kya hai ye STEM, what is the STEAM? Everybody started doing a little bit of research on this. So I also was a little curious to know what is STEAM education, ye hai kya? And then when I was doing my research, I realized that ye to hum bahut saalon se kar rahe hain. This is what we've been doing for so many years, and then we realized that so many families, so many kids have been impacted because of experiential learning. Obviously, there was no terminology, there was no format, but today, definitely we think, or rather I would feel that we should implement STEAM education in our classrooms for kids. And then going back in 2019, where we constantly talk about 360-degree development for kids, 360-degree development for their development, for everything we are thinking for child-centric. How will the kids implement if the teachers are not 360-degree developed? So that's how the whole idea came. I still remember, Swati ma'am, you were in Pune for the book launch of Jijubai at Crossroads, and I met you and I said, ma'am, you know what, this is a thing that I want to do, Teachers Tinkering Fest. And so much thankful to you and the entire ECA and Action Committee for instantly telling me go ahead, and then obviously the PCMC committee of ECA, I proposed this idea to them. Initially they said tinkering fest for teachers, ye kya hota hai? I don't think so it's going to work. So obviously there was a lot of convincing because there are edu leaders amongst me, but fortunately Purnima ma'am, Sudha, Azelia and the other team members were not here, agreed to it, and then it just happened. And I would love to show you guys the video of the first, and something to be proud of, ECA to be proud of, is we did India's first Teacher Tinkering Fest. I think this deserves a big round of applause. And this was India's first Teacher Tinkering Fest. If you all Google it, even today the first 10 pages talk about us. And I want this video to be played.
Can you start the video again, Mansi?
Yeah.
Yes, please. With the sound.
No, with the sound.
Just a moment, technical. Loud.
Okay. A little more sound, please.
experiential learning. Believe me, what I have not learned from masters, PhD, even from my surveys.
Ma'am, to get this, I think this was a dream to get this national, to have this presence. And I again, once again, appeal to all the educators here. Please keep doing this tinkering best for your, not only for your kids, but for your teachers on a yearly, as a yearly ritual. And now I would like Sudha and Purnima ma'am to take over the session and give our audience the Tod Fod Jod Wala Dhamaka experience. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Good afternoon, I think it is afternoon, is it? Or is it? Evening-ish. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Very, very lukewarm. Hello. Not yet. Together. Good evening. That's it. Come on. Don't fall down. That's better.
Yeah. Hey, good evening, everyone. And before we begin today, I want all your hands up there. Yes, and just put it back out there and pat yourself. Fantastic. And I'll tell you why. So this was a small incident that took place yesterday when I was just coming up for this fest here. There was this person from the admin staff of Marriott. And he just came to me and he said, ma'am. I said, what happened? He said, ma'am, मुझे एक question है. I said, yes. He said, ma'am, ये तोड़ फोड़ जोड़ क्या होता है? So I was like happy that he read it, तोड़ फोड़ जोड़. He said, हमने बहुत सारे कॉन्फ्रेंस किए हैं इधर, पर हमने कभी ध्यान नहीं दिया क्योंकि बहुत बार कुछ ना कुछ तो कॉन्फ्रेंस चलता ही रहता है. पर ये थोड़ा अजीब नाम था. तो I said, okay. I said, क्यों अजीब लग रहा है आपको? तो he said, मैम, हम हमारे बच्चों को सिखाते हैं, कोई भी टॉय लेके आते हैं तो पहला इंस्ट्रक्शन हम देते हैं, तोड़ना नहीं. फोड़ना तो दूर की बात है. हम तो पहले बोलते तोड़ना नहीं, संभाल के खेलना. दिस इज द इंस्ट्रक्शन. एंड आप यहाँ एजुकेटर्स हैं एंड आप ये कॉन्फ्रेंस कर रहे हैं तोड़ फोड़ जोड़, ये है क्या? सो आई से हो सके तो आप पक्का आना. आई डोंट नो वेदर ही रियली अटेंडेड, बट आई से हम यहाँ हमारे माइंड्स को तोड़ फोड़ जोड़ करने आए हैं, बिकॉज हमें ये ट्रांसफर करना है बच्चों को कि दैट इज व्हाट इज योर 21st century learning you call it or your 360-degree learning, all of it is encompassed in this, that is tod, ford and jod. He was so excited and he said like, I will just think it over and I will just talk about it to all my staff. So what happened to us as educators in these 2 days is we have had conferences and conferences, but we did not reach out to the layman. Today a layman, a person who is not from the education sector, he read something and he carried home something. Okay, I need to think about the way I deal with children at home. So it's not only school, we reached out to the home where the person has started thinking. With that note, today we are going to have all the tod ford activities, and the first one is, हम में से कितने लोगों ने स्टैचू खेला है? सब ने खेला है, राइट? एंड बड़ा मजा आता था खेलते समय. एंड मम्मी पापा तो पर्पसली जब चुप करना होता तो स्टैचू कर देते थे. एंड फ्रेंड्स के साथ में हमने जबरदस्त स्टैचू किया है. आंखें ब्लिंक नहीं करना है, आंखें ऐसे खुले रखना है, हाथ शेक नहीं करना है. It was a fun game. We all enjoyed it. Forget it, we don't play any of these games. Na lagori, na gulli danda, na ये स्टैचू. So अब स्टैचू जैसे गेम को हम खेल नहीं सकते इधर, बिकॉज स्वाति मैम ने डाल दिया है तोड़ फोड़ जोड़. तो उसको तो हम स्टैचू जैसा नहीं खेल सकते हैं. हमने मैम को बोला, आज सवेरे मैम का सेशन होने के बाद डिसरप्शन हो गया हमारे पूरे, हमने जो भी डिसाइड किया था वो वर्कशॉप का पूरा डिसरप्शन.
We reconvened the whole thing, and I'm glad we did. I'm very glad that we did.
And I think Purvi and I had to, sorry, sorry, Purnima and I had to really, that is Tod Ford Jod. Tod diya.
That's perfectly
Purnima se
okay.
Purnima. So we both actually had to go in between tea time nahi liya, lunch time nahi liya, thoda sa time. Because ma'am had said, and we realized that it's not activity based. It's something where you need to break the activity and really tinker the minds. So let's start. And now you all can't sit down. So all of us are going to be up there.
And we're going to play statue.
So how the statue? Yes. The statue also changes here. There's no statue. It's called freeze. Yes? Now there are two instructions out here. The first one is, you all need to sway and move with the rhythm. Yes?
Okay.
Shall we
Like
begin?
an
Start.
elephant.
Freeze. Capture. You can't move. In
Okay.
statue, you can't move. It's just freeze. Fabulous. Lovely. Start. Move. Chor for jor yahi par hai. Tra la 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 la. Tod for jor yahi par hai. Freeze. And now it's temple pose. Temple. Fabulous.
ये तो गाना हो गया भगवान का घर बनाना
That's
है
it. Fabulous. This is what Swati ma'am said is different. Yeah. If you just look everywhere, it's all of us are like this.
mindset बदलना है
We need to break this.
temples are yes she has done a different temple yes temple is not only the temple building we have temple when we say temple it is everything to do with the temple the deity the pujari the flowers the way you walk up to the temple all of that
Yes. So now,
mindset बदलो
तो ये पहली बात है तोड़ फोड़ जोड़. So unless we break this rigidity in our minds, we are not going to be able to do any activity. So let's start one more, okay? And I'm sure I'm going to get exciting ones now. So तोड़ फोड़ जोड़ यहीं पर है, tra la 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 la. तोड़ फोड़ जोड़ यहीं पर है, tra la 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 la. Freeze, and you become a puppet.
puppets
Puppet. A puppet. A puppet. Kathputli. Lovely. तोड़ फोड़ जोड़ यहीं पर है, tra la 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 la. तोड़ फोड़ जोड़ यहीं पर है, tra la 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 la. Freeze. And now you become ballerina. Ballerina. Yes. Ballerina. Wow. Also you have to capture all these. Fabulous. Thank you. You can just have a seat. Yes. Please have a seat. So this was just one activity where we just tried to give you how you can tinker with anything and everything and make it tod ford jod. So now I'm sure all of us are really energized for the next one. The next one is something which is going to be really working on your brains. So I'm going to be showing you something on the slide. You need to look at the slide for a few seconds or few minutes and just jot down what comes to your mind. Now, as I told you, you have to break the rigidity. So the first slide is this one. Now, can you tell me what can you see here? Tod ford jod chalu ho gaya. Come on, right. What do you see here in the picture? No, don't. Just write down.
Write down. What can you see in the picture? In the slide.
No, write down.
Write down.
Say hi, ENARK. टेबल स्कूल में स्कूल टेबल बच्चों हाँ, ऊपर से ऊपर टॉप व्यू
Yes, are we ready? Yes. So team number 1. Aeroplane window. Okay. Confetti.
Traffic signal.
Shiva's third eye.
Shiva's third eye.
Green color. Easter egg. Yes. Amma's bindi. Yes.
Face of a cylinder.
Yes.
A Ludo coin.
Sorry. A green balloon. A Ludo coin. Vegetarian.
1 minute.
ये बोलना तेरा traffic light बोल.
Vegetarian.
Yes.
Yes, in the menu.
The projector is online.
Raja.
Fabulous. Yes, someone from there.
This is well tinkering.
I can't hear you. Green path. Patch. Fabulous. So, environment.
Social distancing circle.
Pista.
Social distancing circle. Now, someone out there said a bindi. Yeah, many of us said bindi. So now I had one teacher. She said, Usha Uttup Bindi. Marana Chauka. That is like you start thinking beyond, and that's what Tod Ford Jod is, where we start looking at it completely in a different way, where we don't look at a tree like, how many of us remember drawing a tree with 5 C's? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we have never seen a tree like that, ever in our lives.
I'm still trying to find one.
We never have seen it. So here we are looking at how do we break this. And this activity was done just to show you that when you look at a picture, when you look at anything, the child is there telling you so many stories. I think in the last 2 days, we have learned how to listen. I think we just had a well-being session where listening is something with, I think, all the teachers, we are all working on it. How to be, not to be patient, like ma'am said, but to be understanding. Now, how many of us as teachers have always experienced this? The child comes to you with a paper and he's just scribbled something, a drawing, which doesn't even look like a drawing. He comes to you excitedly and he says, teacher, ye hai na garden hai, which never looks like a garden. This is my best friend. This is my mama. And he has a story to weave around it. And he's very excited. His energy levels are so high. Many a times as parents, as mothers, as educators, we just snap them and say, later, bahut acha hai, badhiya hai. But no one is listening to the story. And it's a beautiful art. We are going to do one right now. We're going to be doing an art form where I'm going to be telling you a story. You're going to be using simple shapes.
Sudha, may I just
Yes.
this thing? I would like to say something about this. Everybody spoke about the green dots. Nobody thought that there is so much of yellow over there. We forgot to look at the yellow. We said, look at the picture and say what you wanted.
She said design.
Green path?
Green patch on the map.
That's great. So when we look also, I think it is important that we look at the entire picture. Most of the time, we look at the dots, but we forget the more space that is around it.
Yes.
So let's keep that in mind because that is the real Tod Ford Jod. The obvious is always there. Look at something that is not obvious, something beyond the obvious. Yeah? All right. Yeah.
So now we start where I'm telling you a story. Use your pencils or crayons if you have anything in hand and the paper and basic shapes, any shape that you can, and start drawing the art form. Yes, on the paper. There was this little boy who was sitting under a tree. I started my story here. there was a little boy sitting under a tree, sad and dejected. He had no friends. He didn't know how to make friends. His mom and dad were not around. He started walking and walking and walking. Walking, 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 walking. There, he saw a mountain. No, that was just a hill. There was something on top of the hill. He had an idea. He said, let me try climbing up this hill. What do I do? He started up, 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 up. Ah! He was tired. He rested for a while. And then again, up, 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 up. There. He reached the top of the hill. He saw a temple. And he went around the temple. He looked down. What did he see? He saw a super slide taking him down into the river. And what did he do? Zip, zap, zoom! And there he was into the river. And there, yippee! What a day! Stop. Now, each one of us expressed ourselves in a way that we wanted to. There was no barrier. There was no one telling you this is the way you need to do, this is the art form, or this is the way you need to carry it forward. And the best thing is, none of us were worried how will it look, because we were all so sure everything is just perfect. Yes? And yet, each one had a different art form. No art form was same. Yes? That's exactly what we try to learn in Tod for Jod. So it's not something like a scenery where all of us draw mountains, half sun, 2 coconut trees and a puddle. Right? And birds and clouds. Yes? Perfect. So now we go on to the next activity, before which Purnima will give you an understanding about what is STEAM and how are we going to implement STEAM in the next 2 activities. Yes?
Now, I'm sure all of you know what is the full form of STEAM, right? Anybody who doesn't know the full form of STEAM? Well, everybody does know. Okay, so what is science? What science stands for in STEAM? There you go, cause and effect relationship, right? What else? Logical answers.
Evidence-based learning.
Right. Evidence-based learning. Reasoning. Why? Right? Those are the things. So when you're doing STEAM, science does not mean just science, experiments, doing things. It means if your activity has this, then it's a part of science activity. Even if there are no chemicals, there are no, weighing or anything like that. Yeah. Then ST, technology. Technology, anything that you use to help whatever we have, to take it forward, to change it, to make it better, right? To do it faster maybe. So that is technology. STE, engineering. Engineering is not necessarily always creating something constantly, but taking 2 or 3 components and putting them together to work it as one whole, right? That's engineering. STEA, arts. We did art now. But art does not mean art and craft. Arts is a way of thinking. And art is incomplete without humanities. So art and humanities have to go together. Alright? STEAM, mathematics. I don't think I need to explain anything in mathematics. Everybody knows what it is. Logical thinking, reasoning, analyzing, all of that comes in mathematics, right? So this is what STEAM is. STEAM education does not just mean those 4 words. This has to be there in the activities you do, and if it is there, then you are doing STEAM. Your children are working on STEAM. Right. So, now the next activity.
Just some notes here. You'll have to move it. The next slide. Yeah. Before we begin with this, I need one person from each table, whoever loves to shop. So it's a bazaar out there, and you need to pick up whatever you want, whatever you can in one go.
But no hogging, please.
दुपट्टा वगैरह रहेगा तो अच्छा है.
No hogging. Go and pick up whatever you feel you want.
Only one person per
table. One person
per table. Come on. Yes.
ए आदमी को चांस दो.
Yes, बिल्कुल.
I think men first now. In the sea of women, they can't even yawn.
Shopping is women's prerogative, so it's like
ladies, I think we need to be chivalrous and give the gentlemen some space to shop.
Okay.
And all of you have just 2 more minutes. That's it. 2 minutes to shop.
Okay, and each one of you have to get one chart paper. One chart paper should be there on the table. One chart paper on the table, please. Oh, I never knew this would be the rush.
I don't know 20 fingers, right? So many people.
It's so heartwarming to see that the teachers are so happy collecting teaching aids. Please do. Yes, fabulous. Are we ready for the game? Okay, we are starting now. Are we ready? Each table needs each table. Okay, children. Yes, onto your tables, please. Yes, onto your tables, please.
All right, time up. Shopping center is closed.
What's calling?
Let's close the shopping center. Time up, people. Done.
Fabulous.
Let's go. Done, over and done with.
Fabulous. So I think somebody spoke.
Time up. Right, time up, everybody. Settle down.
Some instructions.
Yes.
Okay. Can we have everyone out here? We're giving you some instructions if you really need to do this activity. Out there.
Hello. 1, 2, 3. Come on, people.
Yeah.
We are going to give instructions only once.
Okay.
So, listen carefully. Let's have you all open your listening ears.
Okay.
Open your listening ears.
The first thing is we all need one chart paper each. In every table there has to be at least one chart paper.
One.
Put in one chart paper. One chart paper. Yeah. And something more compulsory is some crayons on the table, please. Crayons on the table.
Crayons or some sketch pen, crayon, whatever.
Anything. Crayons, sketch
Colors, sketch pen, crayon, something of those.
Crayons, colors.
Anybody else needs a chart paper?
Okay, Purnima, we're starting now, okay? Now.
Alright, people, we are starting now. Educate सुनो सुनो बात कर रहे हैं उसको सुनो.
Okay, now, yes, first and foremost thing, so happy to see all these happy faces. That happiness quotient was high there when you went to the bazaar and picked up. Now you really need to maintain this when you do the activity. We are showing you something on the screen. And Swati ma'am today morning, I think she did give us an understanding about what kind of painting is this. It's gold painting, yes. Now you see a painting out there. You need to create one gold painting on the chart paper without drawing. It need not pencils. It need not be birds. It can be trees, animals, anything around you. Anything around you. But you need to add the dots, the lines, the dashes, the curves, the colors and the geometric shapes. Yes? Come on, the time starts now.
You get only 12 minutes. 12 minutes to complete your drawing. Whatever drawing you want, whatever suits you or pleases you, go ahead. But use the material that you have with you.
No pencils. You need to use the dots, lines, dashes, geometric shapes, curves and colors. Try not to if you want to. Yeah, you can. You can use with any of the articles that are picked up from there. You can. Okay.
You should be able to explain your drawing, huh? It can't be anything random. You should know what you're doing. Any, not only one, as many as they want or all. Yeah. Any number.
It can be any permutation, combination or all of it. Dots, line, dashes, geometric shapes, curves and colors.
You can use them all or you can use them some, but at least 3-4 of them. 2 to 3 at least.
Lovely. So we all have to explain and talk about art creation, okay?
You can, of course, it goes without saying, you can swap resources if you feel you have something that you don't want to use and somebody else has something that you would like, you can swap. Tell me about what have you created. Alright.
वो क्रेडिट नोट मिल गया
Right? Good. Wonderful. Do more, continue. We just looking at this, right?
What is missing? Lovely.
He said no drawing.
Visual perception.
No drawing. Use the resources. Drawing. You're doing it not in pencil.
What
ऑल नहीं बोला है, कम बोला है, कम ऑल नहीं बोला मैंने एक बहुत सारी खाया सुना दिया फोन पे 5-6 बहन को ऐसे
सप्लाई चेन
ये उससे बड़ा वाला
Teachers, 4 minutes more. 4 minutes more.
4 minutes more.
Yes.
मैंने इसको डालो अरे ग्लास कैसे आएगा बच्चा तोड़ फोड़ जोड़ तोड़ फोड़ जोड़ तोड़ फोड़
चलो चलो they told me 4 tackles yes yes
Awesome. It used extra material from the table.
What is missing?
The game is a visual perception game where a child
forget about that
is missing.
notice the glass notice the
ये भी लगा ऊपर क्या वाला ऐसे लगा
अभी
Material which was given to us to create this beautiful
Which we could actually pick up.
Yeah.
Super.
Rocket will go now.
Okay, and now, yes, this was just one part of the activity. Purnima ma'am.
what are you doing
Yes,
with that
Purnima ma'am.
One moment. Settle down. Everybody settle down.
Settle down, please. Sneha. Sneha and
Don't forget. Don't forget. Don't forget. Settle down. Settle down.
Okay. Now I think this is what Swati ma'am was trying to tell us in the morning. When
Hello,
she-
everybody.
So this is exactly what Swati ma'am.
I don't have a very good voice,
Oh, what is-
so you all will have to bear with me constantly.
Let them continue.
Thank you so much, young man.
Hello. Yes, that was wonderful. And each one of you, I could see that each one of you have created something which is goal. Yes, what is goal? So many a times we do an art form and we are told that when you ask somebody, are you an artist? The first thing is, oh no, I'm not an artist. Don't tell me I'm an artist. I can't draw. I can't draw to save my life. But this is exactly what we wanted to tell you in Tod for Jod is, art is just a form. You can recreate it with whatever you have in the environment. And that's exactly what we are trying to teach give it to the children. Where let them do the art form, like ma'am said in the morning, when you have the palm painting and you try to create something out of it. Let's not do that. Right now, each one of you has created something unique. So let it be as it is. This is a takeaway for you, like you would want your children to have takeaways. Yes, now we come to what Purnima just said about STEAM, integrating math and literacy in this art form. How are we going to integrate math and literacy in this art form? So here we have the first question.
Now, whatever you have done, from that, now here we've framed the questions with the art that we have. So something similar. Now here, first is, let's get children sorting, okay, in the art form that you have. Sort all the colors you see on the top two birds. Now obviously, y'all haven't got the birds. So you can decide instead of the top two birds, what those two attributes are going to be.
On the top.
Depending upon the artwork that you have done. So you get your children to sort two attributes, any two depending upon the age of your child, right? So sorting is a mathematical activity. It is also something that it helps children observe. It uses, when they sort, they use their fingers. So fine motor development happens. What else happens as you sort? You observe, fine motor, mathematical, logical. You look at the similarities, you look at the differences. So child understands the similarities and the differences. Fine motor, finger development, pincer grip development.
And each child is going to sort it in his own way because each child's art form is going to be different. So generally what we do in a class, we give them shapes and we say, chalo sort kar do. So that is a typical way where we pick the circles and squares and put it into different baskets. Now just think of it if each child is having his art form. And if you just tell him to sort out circles or sort out the squares or sort out something on top what he's seeing. So each child is a learner and he's experiencing it with his own artwork. So you're teaching them to sort but with his own artwork. So sometimes a child excitedly goes to the other child and says, oh, he's got some other sorting to be done. Yes.
Now here, if you have an objective in mind when you do sorting activity, then you can choose your resources accordingly. You choose not same resources for everyone, but suppose you want to teach them circles, right? You choose all circular resources, all circular resources of different kind, and keep them and let them pick whatever they want, right? And then ask them, all right, now you sort red circles, green circles, 4 blue circles, you're adding numbers to it, right? So you don't need a separate time to teach academics. Academics is a part of, an ongoing part of all the activities that you do throughout the day in your class.
There's something interesting, right? So we always have in a school, we actually have someone saying that we have an art teacher. Because I'm not good at art, and we have a nursery teacher, junior teacher, senior teacher, and an art teacher. So here what we are trying to tell you is, art is something which is the whole and soul of the school. All your literacy and numeracy happens around it. So all our teachers out here, educators out here, we all are born artists. And we just need to incorporate this in the school. So art is not an extra activity, but it is to be done to teach literacy and numeracy.
All the activities
will be around art.
And incorporate numeracy and literacy in it.
Yeah. So next question.
We have a balancing also.
Absolutely, there you are. In this kind of an art form, you can teach children balancing. In the, some of you have done some kind of art form where you can teach patterns.
Sequences
There are similar patterns that happen. Sequencing that happens. In the space, right?
So there's spatial, sequence, patterns. I guess counting, all your addition, counting, place value, everything can be done with what you have created. Second question is that.
Second question, add birds with red shades and blue shades together to get the number of blue and red birds that are there. Now that is again what from this picture. But what you have created, you can decide the question, you can do an addition, add the circles.
Or add the
red circles and blue
circles together.
Or add the
straws. They have used straws also.
Some of you have used straws. So add the straws on the left hand side and the right hand side. How many straws? That's right, the way. How many straws you've used whole and how many pieces of straws you've used, add them together. So this is something you can do, and you have taught them addition.
The next one.
Concept fraction. What is the fraction of the black-faced bird in the entire picture?
There are so many
Now,
colors.
similarly, you can say
Fractions of it.
these are for little higher children because in early years we teach them only half and quarter. We don't go normally beyond that. But that also can be taught in one half of your drawing or in one half of your artwork. How many blocks have you used? How many straws have you used? That will teach them that one half is this, the other half is that. And if you want them to learn quarter, you go about saying that in the quarter, how much have you used of how many, whatever those little pieces of paper you've used, matchsticks or toothpicks or whatever you've used. So you don't need to be, it's not art period. Art and craft is only art and craft. Mathematics is only mathematics. Literacy is only literacy. It's not like that. You incorporate literacy, mathematics, art in every activity that you do.
Okay, and the most important thing before we just come to the end of it, because Suman ma'am has given us an extension, but I'm sure it's not a longer one. These are some of the questions which Purnima just gave it to you. You can add the literacy and numeracy part of it, and maybe for the older children, for the senior KG children, you can actually create a bazaar like this, so that they really choose their objects, not the first time. The first time you can direct them, and later on they can pick, because what will happen the second time is, now this was the first time, so you all didn't know what to do. Now if I give you another chance to do it once more, you will have a thought process before you pick up your resources. So when you do this over the entire year, you will see that the senior KG students by the end of the year, they know how to use art and how to do their numeracy and literacy.
You can also change it by giving them the problem first to solve and then choosing their material.
Yes.
So that they get 2 minutes to think to choose their material. By senior KG, they can do that.
Yes.
And now how will you add, just one last thing, how will you add literacy in this? We just did mathematics. How will you add literacy in this? Whatever you did. Picture talk, colors, then you have you can ask them.
Sorry? Naming the object, colors, shapes.
You can do beginning letters.
For senior KG, you can have junior KG, senior KG, you can have conversation. You can really build sentences.
Absolutely.
We have a challenge building sentences with pictures, and they have their own stories. So it's a fantastic way to build stories, build sentences, but you can use it with your art form.
So yes, thank you so much. This is all from us. This was just a little peek into what is possible. There is a humongous amount that is possible, and hopefully one day we will have a bigger and for a longer period of time a fest like this where we can give many more activities. Right? Thank you so much. We are done anyway.
Okay, so just before we end, I just want to give you one small. We are all educators here, and we have given examples about teachers and about parents. Let me just tell you one incident that took place, and which was real tod jod with a student. So a junior KG child sitting in the classroom, where yesterday we were discussing phonics and the way we need to teach our children letters and alphabets. So the teacher was teaching him A for aeroplane, or A says A and E says alligator or whatever. This child is sitting quietly, and after a while the teacher asked the child, so what does A stand for? What does A? A says, he didn't say A, he didn't say aeroplane, he didn't say alligator. Can any one of you guess in the room, what did he say? Yes? No?
Amma will be up.
Anyone can guess in the room, What did he say A stands for? And that was actual tod for jod, or that was what is called, that is what is called as correlation. Yes? No?
Amma is not a.
And anyone,
A says
and this has actually happened, okay? No, no, no. You know what he said? He said A for iPhone. And he so confidently said A for iPhone. He says, why? He could explain it to the teacher. मुझे तो एप्पल दिख रहा है, मम्मा पापा एप्पल बोल रहे हैं. So he correlated A for apple to the iPhone because iPhone has a logo there, Apple logo, which was not wrong because he could explain. He had correlated it, which is amazing, and that's exactly I think we are all here for, to go beyond. That's Tod for Jod. Thank you so much.
Tod for Jod! So thank you so much to all these wonderful educators who have been seated here right up to the end. I don't know what forced you all. Was it the love of learning or the sisterhood that you all have on your tables? And because, yeah, I think it's every table that has a man is the only table who's sitting. So thank you so much. I think it was a wonderful 2 days of Tod for Jod, of learning, relearning, unlearning, and understanding what all can be done, cannot be done. So we now have some people to thank. So please be there till we thank those people. Can I have Reshma here? Can I have Mansi here? Yeah, please. Pehle we have to felicitate the speakers. So we cannot forget that, no? We have to felicitate the speakers. Tod for Jod. Tod for Jod. चलो आ जाओ. Thank you, Lucky. Photo.